So I'm going to use a liquid foundation. This is my Colour Me Beautiful Morning Light liquid foundation. I use a colour called Porcelain because I'm pale. So again, I'm going to squeeze a little bit of that out onto the back of my hand, using the back of my hand as a palette all the time. And then I'm going to use an applicator. Now, please always use an applicator when you put your foundation on. You will get such a better finish if you use an applicator. And I'm going to use a sponge in this case, but you can also use a foundation brush. There are some great ones on the market, so just drop me a message and I can recommend some to you. I'm just going to use a sponge for ease here, just because I'm in my studio and I've got all my disposable applicators with me. But at home I tend to use a makeup brush for my foundation. So popping some on the end of my sponge there, and I'm going to start at the top of my face. You can pop a hairband on for this if you like, but I've just got my hair pinned back anyway, so I know it's not going to get in. And we're going to use a downward motion, and if I show you to the side, it's almost like a stippling action. So we're sort of moving downwards and stippling at the same time, because what we don't want to do is wipe off all of the primer that we've just spent the time putting on our face. So I'm stippling. Now the reason I'm going in a downward motion is it's going to help me get a smoother finish, because everyone's face is covered in tiny little hairs, and just going under the eye there, you want to go in the same direction as those hairs, and they grow down, because if you don't go in the same direction as the hairs, then that's when you're going to find that you'll get a slightly cloggy look. So you can see I'm stippling and moving downwards. And you'll notice I'm not putting any on the eyelid at all. And you'll see why in a moment. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the difference between the two halves of my face, but hopefully that one looks smoother, and it's evened out all of the skin tone. So I'm just going to finish off the other half of my face quickly. Now a really important thing to notice is how little blending I'm having to do under my jawline. And the reason that I'm not having to blend and take my makeup all the way down here is because I'm wearing the right colour foundation. That is the key to foundation. If you're not wearing the right colour, that's when you're going to look crusty and orange and it's not going to look attractive. Whereas, as you can see now, what I've given myself is actually really just a complete even skin tone, flat base to start putting my makeup on. And that's because I've got the right colour. And again, send me a message or drop me an email and I can help you actually find the right colour foundation as well. So next stage, we're just going to take things a little bit further as far as the under eye circles are concerned, and what I'm going to do is actually put a little bit of light reflective concealer on there. So this is my light reflective concealer. It's a liquid concealer. It's the CMB one again, and it's just really light, and it's got some light reflective particles in it that are going to bounce light away from any shadows under my eyes. So I'm just going to pop this on with an applicator again. Now the way to put this on is to give yourself a bit of a kind of scary look in the mirror. So what you need to do is you need to look right down at your knees, yeah, and then you need to look back up at the mirror. It's such an unflattering position, but you can actually see, and hopefully you can see, I can see exactly where the shadows are in my eyes, because all you want to do is just pop a little bit of that light reflective concealer where you've got that shadowing under your eyes. You don't want to put too much of this stuff on, because if you have any photos taken of you, it's going to bounce back in any flashes and you get kind of a reverse panda eye look, which isn't particularly attractive. So now I've popped it on, you can see where we've put it, not covering the whole under eye area with it, because that can make your eyes look quite puffy. And again, ring finger, blend, tap, 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 tap. And there we go, light bouncing away from those shadows under my eyes, and I have some reduced shadowing there now. So I've spent all this time building up a lovely smooth skin tone. What I need to do now is make sure it's going to stay on all day. The key behind that is powder. You need to powder your face. So I'm going to use a loose powder. It's messy, but it's brilliant stuff because your skin will tell you how much powder you need, whereas when you use a pressed powder, you're putting powder on with the brush. It's very easy to get it kind of clogged up and put too much on. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pat with the powder puff really loosely. You can see I'm just so lightly tapping that onto my face. There we go. So I've just got a light coverage all over my face. What I'm going to do now is use my powder brush to sweep that off. Here's my powder brush, and I'm going to take that and I'm just going to go, again, try and use sort of generally downward motions. That's going to give you the smoothest look. Just buffing the excess powder off the skin. As I say, your skin will tell you how much you need because it will hold on to what you need. And there you go, my face is powdered. That foundation's going to stay on. Going to take it another step forward now. We're going to go for a full prime. We're going to go to the point where you're completely ready to put on sort of the colourful or dramatic part of your makeup. So we're going to prime the eyes first. So I'm going to use my eye base primer. And as I said, we didn't put any foundation on the eyelids. Your eyelids are too delicate to start putting sort of foundation on. This stuff's much lighter and you'll find it will hold your eye makeup a lot better as well. I've heard of people using concealer on their eyelids. That can work, but again, I'd be worried that's just a bit too thick. The eyelids are some of the most delicate skin on your face. So again, using the back of my hand, I'll do one and then you can see the difference. I'm going to tap that right from lash up to brow. There you go, and hopefully you can see the difference between my two eyes. It almost looks like one's sort of lifted because I've got that even tone now on this eye. Just going to do the other one quickly. Right, so there's my eyes primed. My eyes are ready for eye makeup now. And then the last step to your fully primed face, full base for a full face of makeup, lip primer. Again, I'm going to use a base on the lips, and this is going to hold any lip colour on for you, help it stay on. Also, if you are slightly older, if you suffer from any slight lines or wrinkles around the mouth, sometimes ladies can be a bit sort of nervous about wearing lipstick, especially in bright colours, because it can bleed out into those lines. This will help keep it stay put and mean that you're not going to get that bleeding effect. And all you're going to do, just dot that on like a lip gloss. This is great stuff. It's going to hold it on all day. And also, it's slightly iridescent, which is going to create a bit of an optical illusion and help us get some volume in the lips. So if you suffer from thin lips, this is a great thing to use as well. And there we go. I have a full base, fully primed face, ready to do a makeup look.